I'm Mario, and I'm doing a reading with the Boston College Volunteer Reading Program because the schools are closed because of the pandemic. We're doing these online. And so I have a book for you today. It's called There's a Hole in the Roof by Wayne Walker, illustrated by Dave Coverley. Little glare there. There's a hole in the roof. Wait, hold on, let's start over. The hole in the roof was a small one at first. The rainwater barely leaked in. So the man sat and thought, as he rocked in his chair, just how he ought to begin. Should I patch it with straw or with tar or with wood? With pitch or try cork, maybe tin? He thought and he studied and then thought some more, and still the water came in. It started out slow with a drip on the floor. That drip was soon followed by more. In no time at all, while he studied and thought, the water had covered the floor. He tied an umbrella with rope to his chair and pondered the problem at hand. He knew from the past that to do a job well, it must always begin with a plan. The water leaked in as he studied and thought, and all the while as it rose, he scribbled and scratched with his pad and his pen as the water inched over his toes. Sorry, I had to scratch my nose there. His wife waded in with a scowl on her face and called to him from the front door. I can't take this hole in the roof anymore, and this water all over the floor. But the man was so deep in the deepest of thoughts as he rocked back and forth in his seat that he hardly could hear a word that she said as the water rose over his feet. Still the water leaked in as he studied and thought, and covered some bread with plum jelly. He scribbled and scratched and munched on his snack as the water rose up to his belly. Then all of a sudden, from the depths of the sea, a shark's fin sliced through the blue. It circled his chair and it snapped at his feet with hardly a "How do you do?" "Dad blasted," cried he. "I'll be eaten alive. This calls for fast action, and now. I'll fix that big hole, and I'll hook that mean shark as soon as I figure out how." But he didn't do this, and he didn't do that. In fact, he did nothing at all, except stay in his chair and scratch on his head and hope that the roof didn't fall. Then it came to him quick and it came to him sudden, and he knew what it was he should do. He'd swim to the bottom, drill a hole in the floor, and let all of the water run through. But as soon as he perched on the edge of his chair and got ready to make his big dive, a thought crossed his mind that jiggled his brain. Will I ever come back alive? And should that hole be round or square? Or small or large and wide? And should I cut it from end to end or saw it from side to side? The water leaked in as he studied and thought. But then his house was a wreck. He scribbled and scratched with his pad and his pen as the water rose up to his neck. Wait. Well, the hole in the roof never did get fixed, and the water it rose and rose, till all you could see was the top of his head with a bubble popped out of his nose. So while it is true that planning is good, before a job is begun, you must act on that plan with all of your might, or the job will never get done. Little fable. Hope you enjoyed that.